Hey, good morning. It is Saturday, March 2nd, and it is Saturday. I've had a good morning, like a semi-productive, semi-lazy morning. It's just almost 10 a.m. here. And yeah, I've breakfasted. I did a little reading, and then I did a couple of quick important emails. It is annoying to deal with taxes in general, and exceptionally more annoying to deal with taxes when you are not in the US and you are relying on other people to help you facilitate the process. And both my dad and my sister are so gracious and wonderful for helping me, but it also would be a lot easier if I was just there and could handle it myself, because I don't like asking. I mean, I don't mind asking them to help, but it's just easier when you know exactly what you're looking for and all of those things. But I am super, super lucky that they are willing to deal with that nonsense and help me get my taxes prepared, and help me track down like weird specific forms that the accountant needs. Also really thankful for accountants, because otherwise there's no way my taxes would be getting done this year. Flat out none, zero. So I dealt with some personal admin stuff this morning, taxes, and scheduling a few things that needed to be scheduled. And so yeah, that has been the morning. I have stretched. Got to stretch every day. I usually stretch twice a day. So I did that, and I'm going to head out for a run. It's no sun this morning, but it looks like or according to the weather app, it's around 50 degrees this morning, so it should be an okay run. Maybe a little chilly. It looks like it's a bit windy out, but that is fine. I can just see these hairs sticking up here, and they're kind of driving me crazy. But yeah, so go for a run, and then gonna crank out some paper writing today. So that will be a good productive Saturday, and then that is my day. Like I said yesterday, I need this weekend to be rainy and kind of, yeah, I need to focus on my work, so I'm going to do that today. So that is the plan. I yesterday watched this video from the Art Assignment, and I like the Art Assignment channel. It's on YouTube, and I really like the different ways they explore art, engage the viewers in like understanding and thinking critically about art. And in this video, it was talking about a photograph of, it's called Three Farmers on the Way to a Dance, maybe, or something close to that. And it's from, the early 1900s, just before World War I started. And the young men were they in Germany? I think they were in Germany. Yeah, they were in Germany. And, it's just this really, like, this three young men who aren't actually farmers. They were miners, but they were on their way to a dance. And then it connects to kind of this larger idea of like they were also on their way, but they didn't know it at the time, on their way to war. And I've been thinking about the video. I watched it twice, and I've been just thinking about the power of of history, and of like being in a moment, and like, so you look at that photograph, and it literally, I mean, well, it was back in the time when photographs maybe took a little longer, but not more than a couple minutes of their time to take that photograph. And it's just a very small snapshot of their lives, but you can also like interpret and put a lot of things on that and try to understand history and context, and appreciate individuals in that process. And that's how the video ends, and how John Green kind of like wraps it up, is like, well, yeah, they're like three young men on their way to a dance, and then they were also three young men on their way to war, and they, one of them died in the war, and two of them came back and were injured. And at the end of the day, like, they were each individually human beings who lived lives and contributed to their community. And I think that's like, I get frustrated when people don't like history because like for me, history is so powerful because it is populated with individuals, and with individual and unique stories. And I also get frustrated with poorly taught history or kind of glossed over history, which is unfortunately what, I mean, most of my history learning was in high school, and what most people experience. And part of the reason I majored in both history and political science and as an undergrad was, especially for history, like I continue to not believe the stories is ever as simple as I was being told, and I wanted to learn more about the stories I was being told and try to understand kind of the arc of where we've been, and how that, you know, informs where we are today. And the power of, you know, seeing a photograph at a moment in time is, you know, you don't know much about like kind of the greater context of a lot of, you know, their lives or who they were, how they felt, or things like that, their opinions on things necessarily. But it also shows that, you know, they were people in this moment in Germany, in this place, that was about to be ravaged by war, and that, you know, they were humans, and the decisions that others make and the decisions that, you know, their leaders have made impact them just as greatly as the decisions our leaders make. And I don't remember the exact quote that John made during the video, but like they had no ability to see past the horizon in that moment. They didn't know that war was coming, and the power of that like thought is like, yeah, we can't see past the horizon either, and we don't know what is coming. In my mind, then that means we need to be kind, we need to be considerate, and we need to do all that we can to ensure that what is coming is something that's better for those who, you know, who are coming ahead of us. And like the idea of like, we need to leave the world a place better than when we found it, and we need to try as much as possible to listen with empathy, to act with empathy, to show curiosity and not animosity towards things that are different and things that cause us discomfort. So yeah, I watched the video like 12 hours ago, and I can't stop thinking about it, and the ways in which like a single image can evoke such thought and such just such power in thinking about like how me individually as a person, I can do more and do better to show empathy and curiosity, and to make better, smarter decisions. This also connects with the past 2 weeks in my law and regulation class. We've been talking about corporate social responsibility and the ways that corporations like self-regulate or, you know, privately regulate themselves to kind of improve working conditions and improve the environment and things like that through their practices. So, like how does BP, an oil producing company, work really responsibly, or do they work really responsibly to protect the environment? And they can only to an extent, because they are an oil producing company, but they do take steps that show like do more to protect the environment. Or how do companies like Walmart or Primark protect labor within their supply chains and make sure that their labor force in factories around the globe have the right to have fair wages, have safe working conditions, and all of that. And I've been thinking a lot about, because in my mind, as we've been discussing these things, at the end of the day, like, corporations are only semi-effective in protecting these things for, protecting the environment, protecting their labor. And some of it has to do, well, in my mind, a lot of it has to do, especially with labor, well, no, I guess with the environment too, but I'm more interested in the labor side of it, has to do with the fact that consumers don't care. And it's really hard for consumers to kind of make the right choice in terms of what they buy and where they buy it from and and how much they spend on something because of a lot of things, because of, poverty within our communities, and because it's quick and easy to buy something that's cheaply made or more cheap than some other things. And it's, the lack of available information to know that your goods were maybe, produced by people working in awful conditions. And so I've been thinking a lot about that in connection with just the idea of like making empathetic and responsible choices and decisions, and trying to be a consumer of things that are better for the globe in every respect, and how hard that is for me, a person that is very aware and likes to try hard to do the right thing and has the time and capacity to do that, and generally in my adult life has had the money to do that more than a lot of people. Maybe not making, I can't buy all of the things. I can buy things ethically, but I can't buy, I can't spend millions of dollars or whatever, but I can make better choices about what I buy, and I can be more aware. So I don't know, this idea of empathy and understanding and being curious, and then making more and better choices to protect future generations has been on my mind in several different ways in the last couple of days. And I don't know where that will lead. Baby steps to doing the right things, at least for me, in trying to help and encourage other people to do those things better too. But we all can show more empathy, and we all can show more kindness, and we all can show less animosity or indifference or impatience with people on a daily basis. And it's something we have to continue to strive to do. So that is my long and winding rant today. It's not a rant, it's a ramble. And yeah, I'm going to go run, and we'll talk tomorrow. Have a good day and make good choices.